Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to One Buck,
where we keep it a buck, and we hope y'all keep it a buck too.
This is Coop.
I'm Kev.
And y'all know the scoop. We back at it for another one, man. Yes, another one like we always say. We're going to keep them coming, man. And then try to, keep it fresh and invigorating at the same time, family. Where they can find us at on that IG.
_Buck_podcast, spelled just like that.
And straight like that, man. And y'all know on that YouTube, y'all can lock in on us on that One Buck podcast. In between the one and the buck is a $, and that S will be replaced by a $, at the end of the podcast, man. But look, without further ado, man, y'all know we meet up on Thursdays. For those of you guys that do want to join us live, come join us live on IG, man. As always, we love to run it up, love to have that conversation with you, love to kick a little game at the end of the day, man, so we can get some feedback. We getting a little bit, which is good, man, but we still need the feedback and a lot of it, cuz. But, we ain't going to spend too much time on it, cuz. What's on your plate for the day, man? What you got?
Man, so I was just watching YouTube the other day, right?
YouTube.
I'm scrolling through, trying to find something educational purposes to watch.
Yes,
and I stumble upon who else but Mr. Wack 100.
Wacko.
So this time the tape was turned on this one, man.
Yes, sir.
From what I understand off of what I seen, allegedly, Mr. Wack 100 got caught with his pants down. Let's put it like that, like literally pants down, slipping.
Oh, let's get into it then. Let's get into it.
So apparently, I guess he was at a little pool party or something, swimming. You know what I'm saying? And guess dog got out the pool. Yeah, I guess he was butt booty up in the joint.
Ah. Wack 100?
Supposedly some chick who was there caught him in the bedroom, passed out, face down, you know what I'm saying, laying on his stomach.
He laying on his stomach, face down like they say, ass up.
Hey.
Real talk,
the man, this is where I want to get into this at.
Yeah.
Everything going on with Wack, what he been doing, as far as, being the one to pretty much kind of like be the one to cause the scrutiny with different things.
Facts.
Pretty much, heat things up. Do you feel it's time that he get his due diligences off of, off of what he's caused, and or do you think it's just gonna blow over? It's not, whatever. But there's been like some reported stuff off of like on. After he rebutted some stuff, but it didn't go too far.
Right.
Like I think there was like one response, and then after that it got back to the old Wack 100 with it.
Man, I think anytime you do what he doing, in that form of extortion that he uses, I think it comes back to smack you in the face. And I'm gonna tell you why, man. Because you do dirt, you get dirt. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. That's the way I'm looking at it. Like, he's in a situation. He's exposed Ray J, Kim K. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on and on, bro. So, see a fool. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then that fool, you see a fool, get a fool is what I called it. That fool watching somebody, has them under scrutiny, and then you turn around and you put yourself in a dumb situation. Now, it sounds like he got too drunk. But you said face down, ass up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Butt booty. You know what I'm saying? So he's sitting there shooting shots at.
The last person he just took a stab at was 21 Savage.
I seen that. I did see that, but 21 Savage.
But right before that was when this came out.
Right.
21 Savage. It was on Clubhouse.
21 Savage. And then he also took a shot at the legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He took a shot at Nip, man. Yeah. So you talking about Nip and you pass out butt booty. At the end of the day, what's in your character, man? You getting wasted, like, and you just out here like that? you know what I mean, and exposed. So, like I said, man, see a fool, get a fool, man. It's about time something catches up with him, man, because for somehow, I don't know how's the reason, what's the reason, but this dude always find a way to get footage. You know what I'm saying, and be at the right place at the right time.
And it's a big ordeal. I think in Cali, man, it's becoming a usual thing, I think, and it's starting to put a lot of bad
taste,
a lot of bad blood towards, or so to speak, a lot of bad things towards the Cali natives. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
But
that's facts.
If that's the means by that they are trying to reap benefits, I've seen different interviews, bro, so to speak, and it looks like they're pressing people for different things when it comes to what was, set up off of the means of eating off of the different gangs over there, the gang culture, and they are trying to put a stop to it, but at the same time, now it just sounds like it's everybody get everybody. Even some of like the situation with Ray J and that I seen some footage with Ray J trying to plead his case. With Kim K on the last tape that was issued. Apparently he done spilled the beans, and his mom or her mama had it was let's get this money.
Right, exactly.
Which would almost be like if it wasn't for them being of age, you know what I'm saying, to where it almost was like a child pornography situation, in a sense.
Almost. I think it was real close, bro, at the end of the day.
I do believe that they was of age as teens, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
no doubt.
There's more than, you don't have to go that route if you're trying to get, money, in my sense. But it sounds like the extortion thing is becoming a trendy topic over there.
It's a trendy one. Like I said, man, you got a dude that's been basically using extortion against everybody in Hollywood. He's at the right place at the right time. And, hopefully somebody got him in the right place at the right time. That's only what happens, man, at the end of the day for me. I think if you put yourself out there to do what he's been doing, bro, it's only going to be a matter of time where you get caught up in the game. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it. So, do I feel like it was his time, bro? I really feel like it was his time. I really could kind of see it coming, man, if you really look at it, bro, because he done extorted a lot of people, man. And like I said, the late, great Nip, calling Nip gay and everything else, man. He put that man's, career, put his whole, everything that Nip did on the line, you know what I'm saying, doing that, man. So, like I said, bro, that's crazy in a nutshell to even talk about it. But, hey, man, maybe we'll see some pictures surfacing of him, or maybe we'll see some videos surfacing of him.
What I understand is somebody from the other side, you know what I'm saying? A female at that. And like,
hey, that's even worse. That's even worse than Nip.
You in the pool with your Wack. You in the pool with some men, some niggas. Right. You know what I'm saying?
You butt booty.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's some more stuff is gonna have to come about so we can see what it is. But yeah, man, that's one of the topics I have for.
Well, look, we gonna keep it going, man. Just spinning off, since you did bring up the, some of the rap. Man, I really had to bring this one too, man. I don't know if you caught that interview of Game, man, shooting shots at 50, and they was talking about. It's crazy that we talking about this because you got two California-based guys, right? And that's why I had to bring it up. I mean, you brought up Nip. Nip is based out of Cali. Game is in Cali as well, and Game put himself in a situation, man. He quote unquote Jim Jones really threw Game out there.
Well, Game, I remember that whole shit. And he was telling me, they about to sign me to G Unit. You did, but as soon as they sign me and I get platinum and all that, I'm doing what 50 did to Jai and all this type of shit. I'm like, you sure you want to do that? He's like, fuck that, blood.
Before I say that's correct, Jim Jones threw him out there first. And I just want to know what's your thoughts on the whole Game, was what had plans from jump to corrupt G Unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was his plans. Do you think Jim Jones really stood on that, or you think he was selling wolf tickets, man? What's your take on it?
I believe Jim Jones probably might have been kind of getting, like putting it out there to get up under 50 skin a little bit, maybe. Yeah. But at the same time, I do believe it might have been some truth behind that. I can't see why you know what I'm saying? Like if it was a plan long ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you kind of look like rewind and fast forward in between, like playing with the time, you know what I mean?
You can see it.
You can kind of see like that's what it was probably built up.
You can see it.
Game felt like he was the man. Somebody probably was in his ear. However, though, I mean, business-wise with things, 50's a smart dude. You know what I mean?
50 out.
And it sounded like to me, you know, he was the one who set it into play for Game to kind of be successful. There was a lot of scrutiny too behind, you know, Kanye doing more for his career than what Dre did.
Yes, sir.
Which is all lies. Because if it wasn't for the production and the producing that, you know, that Dre had assembled for Hate It or Love It,
man,
all those songs, man. Even though that 50 wrote those, you know what I'm saying, he passed them over. He gave them oops.
Got them oops.
To the game, and it really took off from there. And then it just like seemed to, you know, that's all he needed. That was just the oop that he needed to go in the right direction.
He got it too, you know, he damn sure got it on that one. For me, I feel like, I think it's definitely some truth to it, because if you look at the timeline, G-Unit just first popped off, Game just came into it. You know, at first it was just Yayo, Buck, Banks, and Fifth. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I don't know if they said it was Iveen's idea. I think it was Jimmy Iveen's idea to put Game as a part of the group. Now, Game probably knew when he became a part of that group that he wasn't feeling the camaraderie amongst others, you know what I'm saying? So I think once he felt that, I think that's when the turmoil came from Hate It or Love It. 50 did write that song, by the way. Blessed him with the hook, blessed him with everything, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, man. I felt like they made dope music together, man. I felt like just imagine if it would have worked out. You feel what I'm saying? Yayo was in jail, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Buck was still doing his thing, Banks, and then you had Game like he sharpened the pencil. You know what I'm saying? He sharpened the pencil for the unit, bro, in my opinion.
And to me, that was the one, because all those guys, the other three is from, you know, when I say the original three,
they're from the same
when you talk about that, that's New York.
Yeah, they from Jamaica, Queens, Southside.
Then they added Buck, and then they added Game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, with Buck, honestly, his album Memphis was already on the map.
You
know what I'm saying? But it did help Memphis take flight with that in its own. And then it just, with the Game, getting those two, the In the Club and Underdogs, or Hate It or Love It, it really gave one for Cali. So it was pretty much, you know what I'm saying? I see a win-win out of it.
It was a win-win to me, too. Only thing with Buck, people got to understand, Buck was from Memphis, but Buck was UPT before UTP before he was G-Unit. A lot of people don't know that Juvie left him on the road, and 50 picked him up. You feel what I'm saying? And basically brought him along. To me, though, bro, does it make you wonder if, with Game going through what he was going through, does it make you wonder if somebody in the group had kind of put him on to something too? And basically was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo.
To be honest, man, I think it just, you know, with him being the young state and hungry, wanting to put Cali back on the situation.
But premeditated though? I
think it became like in levels, bro.
I think it became in levels.
I think it came in levels. I think,
you know,
he was like, yeah, this is the chance for my career to shine, you know what I'm saying, to take off. But then once it went there, it was like, okay, now he's starting to get noticed and love off of the situation. So as a group, it might go how it was kind of explained in the previous interview, to kind of like put it out there, not giving, you know, specific numbers or anything, but just playing around with it.
Right.
So 20 could have had been for, just for one show, 20 could have had been for 50 because that was the headline. Yeah. G-Unit is the headline, but 50 is the headliner.
The headliner to G-Unit, for sure. I get that.
Then probably the next up would have been Lloyd Banks to probably get 15. then Buck at 10, or you know what I'm saying, vice versa.
Yeah,
and then
if you had an order, I would say Yayo.
Yeah.
Because Yayo was Fifth's right hand man.
I mean, Yayo was gonna get the last because he wasn't really producing like that. He wasn't putting the numbers.
He was locked up, but if first in, first out, it would have been Yayo, because Yayo and Fifth is the ones that still together still to this day.
This is just going off of probably, you know what I'm saying, about how the money was being distributed.
Right.
So like 20 to Fifth, probably about 15 to Banks, probably about 10 for Buck, and then probably 10 to, you know what I'm saying, Game. And then with Game saying like, or no, I'm sorry, 5 to Game, and then Game being like 5. I need to get that 20 or that 15.
About Yayo too. That's what I'm saying, and that's why what
Yayo
I'm
was
saying
probably
is
gonna get the 5.
Yayo was gonna get more because if you remember right, Yayo and Fifth was from the same block, same hood.
Yeah.
Banks was from he was from near South Side Jamaica, Queens, but they wasn't boys like that. So even to this day, you see Tony Yayo, you see 50 Cent, you see Lloyd Banks making his comeback, but you don't see Fifth involved with Lloyd Banks anymore. You don't see Fifth along with Buck.
I'm just kind of putting it in like in a situation of where that could have been. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see the star, you know what I'm saying? Like when you take off, I would imagine that in a sense that money, you know what I'm saying, starts kind of playing with you a little bit. Like that's not enough. Even though that if you do all the whole hookup of the tour for the first year, you should have been able to eat, you know what I'm saying, enough. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like with you having a business, right? And you starting off at your business, of course, you're not going to pay the people that bring on, you know, to help you do the job, what you getting, because it's your plan that was put in action,
So it's only fair.
That's the thing about it. I don't think that he knew how to play his role out of it, man.
Nah, I don't think he knew how to play his role. I kind of see where it was some jealousy involved too. Because you got to remember, once 50 fell out with the recorded conversation with Buck and Game teamed up, and then Buck and Game dropped the diss track on 50. Then 50 had a problem. He had a problem with Lloyd Banks. Same scenario. The problem with Banks was Banks wanted to work with other artists.
Yeah.
50 didn't want him to work with other artists. He felt like he was the captain.
Yeah.
It's the same way where I can see where you're going with this whole Game situation, because if 50 telling this dude, look, I don't want you working with Jada Kiss. I don't want you working with Nas and Jay-Z. Like, we don't like them niggas.
Right.
You can't, I'm the lieutenant. You can't talk to them niggas. And Banks is like, bro,
my enemies are supposed to be your enemies. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way that podcast looked at it when it came to Snoop working with other guys.
Niggas turned that corner. I think in between there, I think either some of them started talking and conjuring and doing it together for it to make it. Do I think it was planned out? No. We definitely gonna let y'all listen to a clip of that real quick. Y'all listen to this clip of 50 talking with Breakfast Club, man, a few other things. We're going to let them listen to this clip real quick.
50 Cent said in a past interview that Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine of Interscope made him give 12 songs to The Game, which became The Game's first and most popular album.
No, the second
Massacre.
The Massacre.
Okay.
And the attempt that was done in the weekend turns into Game's out. Look, it's just the way things are. And when I look, I don't see anyone who hasn't helped other artists and haven't had it reciprocated properly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's with everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with Kodak, you see him with Jack Boy. The things that these guys come together. They like when I'm talking to Kodak, he go, "Yo, but I didn't know we was gonna go through that. It's too hard. Like it's too hard to get here for us to go through that." I said, "But nah, that's the same thing as what we experienced. We looked out for like when they're not right under you because they're in a different area, it's easier to persuade them. Like this is also how Jimmy Henchman felt. This is what drive how Game was behaving, because he also had his whole management team is going, yo, you don't need them. You got a whole coast. You got the whole West Coast. Like you don't gotta be down with them when I just gave him the record.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then he flips out. I'm like, oh, okay. But it is a reflection of, you see how the Jimmy Henchman thing turned out.
The Game higher.
Yeah.
He wrote 6 songs off that album. Higher,
Special.
This Is How We Do.
I'm automatically thinking,
Hate It or
This
Love
Is
It.
How We Do, but his verse was on that. So when you see the writing credits, you think it's his verse. Or Hate It or Love It, you see the writing
Hate It
credits,
or
you
Love
think it's his
It.
verse.
Yeah.
What else?
They say all kind of stuff about, like, he said he wrote What Up Gangsta.
What Up Gangsta, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, bro. He wasn't even around when we did that. Like, that was before you even came into the picture. Like, that's Get Rich or Die Trying. He didn't even
Coming to after that.
Yeah, we didn't even know who he was till after. But there's a point where desperation when you say anything. Like, this is how to rob me.
Go ahead and check that one out. Yeah. But every dynasty, when it came to, it seemed like almost with anything, it always becomes about
your
the
rise,
money. You know what I'm saying? And then
the fall, you know.
Right, and it's like it's like how Fat Joe had put it in that one in the shop. You know what I'm saying? Where he explained he knew how to play his role. He knew how to play the two, and that's exactly it. At the end of the day, it looks like we have somebody in here. I'm sorry if I overlooked you. I'm gonna just take the last portion of it. Looks like Ren. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining in. Feel free if you want to go ahead and chime in and blast off on the topic, or if you have any questions. But for the most part, I mean, yeah, man, I greed is at an all-time high right now. It's always been that, I think, out here for us. But
it's been there. Greed has definitely been there. But like you said, it's just for the fact that it's at all-time high because everybody wants to bag so bad. If you ain't had the bag your whole life, and you may have an opportunity to get to the bag, that's where the greed come in. Like, you're gonna step on whoever you got to. You're gonna knock over as many hurdles as you can to get where you need to go. And that's the name of the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jealous ones envy, and that's the name of the game. But that's why you got a lot of people that, you know, keep to themselves. Like we talked about in the previous episodes, how people keep to themselves for that very reason, because you give that game to somebody, just like Fifth gave the game to Game. Right. You feel me? Gave the game, and Game felt like he could do it better. He felt like he was that dude, or he felt like he was one of them ones. In actuality, maybe he should have fell back, learned the game a little bit more. You know what I mean? And then went at 50. But look, the dude still had a hell of a career. He's been around for how long?
Still going.
Just as long as 50. He came in the game, what?
And that's
a couple
the thing.
years after Unit.
Man,
and still going right now.
I would say a couple years. I would say probably about a year, if that. Yeah, right after Buck.
I'll say 2 years.
Because Buck was the one. Buck was signed before. I do believe Game was.
Well, yeah, Buck was way before. You know what I'm saying?
So you know what I'm saying?
Got to go back to G Unit in the first CD where him, Buck, Banks, and Yayo was on the wall because Yayo was locked up in prison then. You know what I'm saying? So
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why they drafted Game. That's why they drafted Game, because they didn't know what Yayo's situation was going to be, because Yayo was in and out the joint.
And it almost makes me, if going back, I don't know if it was Jimmy that made that.
It was Jimmy. They said
I almost want to say it was Dre had some influence with that, because Game, if I'm not mistaken, I think was on a trial or maybe a partial sign to Aftermath.
Oh, that was Jimmy Iovine. It's not Iovine, then Dre. Is Dre, then Iovine. Iovine put that portion together. He felt like he was gonna be an influential part of the group just because they was banking on Yayo. And Yayo was in and out of the prison at that time. That's why they had on that first G Unit cover, they had Yayo on the wall. He wasn't in the actual picture. They had a picture of him on the wall of a building.
I remember us having this was back when you know we was a little younger.
Yeah.
I remember us having a talk about who we thought was, you know what I'm saying, lyrically wise in the rankings of the crew. Like,
right.
Do you still stand behind what you said then, or do you think your order changes?
As far as Unit?
Yeah.
Man, for sure.
So what was that again?
In my order, this what it would have been, because 50 had his right hand man. 50's man was Yayo, but Yayo was locked up, so it went 5th. You got to understand, before
I mean, spitting wise though.
Spitting wise, Lloyd Banks, hands down.
So
Lloyd Banks still hands down.
You put Banks at the top.
I'm putting
Fifth,
I'm putting Fifth because Fifth is the lieutenant general. He got the blessing from Jam Master Jay.
Okay.
Jam Master Jay put that. Plus everybody in the hood, Jay-Z and everybody them knew about Fifth before then. But I'm gonna say Fifth. I'm gonna say Banks. I'm gonna say Buck. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand, Buck been out for a long time. Then I'm gonna say Yayo. You know what I'm saying? In that particular order, bro. Just because I was down with the unit, like I rocked with them boys. I knew the ins and out. You know what I'm saying? When they first came out, I knew that Yayo and Fifth was from the same hood. And then not Tony Yayo, but Banks is from a different hood, close to them, but from a different hood. But they wasn't plugged in like him and Yayo was running the streets.
I lost my train of thought for a second.
You was talking about in your order, bro.
My order. I think my order still would have had. Well, it changes now, but I remember my order going. As far as lyric wise, I think I would have had. I think I had Banks, then Fifth, then Yayo, and then Buck. Or I'm sorry, Buck. As it went on, with Game being coming in. Excuse me. It changed. Because then I went back to listening to The Art of Getting Robbed. Mm-hmm. 50 was very creative with that.
Yeah. That's what put him on, man. You
got
to
put him in. It was.
You cannot say lyrically wise, he got the blessing from Jam Master Jay. Jam Master Jay didn't find Banks first. He found Fifth first, bro. He found Fifth first on that one for sure. I ain't even counting Game because Game wasn't a part of the unit. He came in. He didn't do an album cover with them boys, so I can't count him on there. He became a part of the group at some point, but
before he destroyed
he wasn't never part of
brand,
the unit though. Like
before
that a song he was on that they did with all of the unit. Just think about that.
It was
other than Hate It or Love It, bro. That's it.
Man, it was one. I can't think of the name of it, fam.
There's only one.
It wasn't Hate It or Love It.
Hate It or Love It because 50 did Hate It or Love It, Bucks, Banks, Game, and I'm missing one. Somebody else did it too as well.
It was a song that they had. I could have swore on G Unit Radio. It was off of the G Unit Radio.
Yeah, that's a mixtape though. I'm talking about
and that's
albums.
what I'm saying.
But
that's what I'm saying. As far as album wise, no.
He didn't. Only album they all did together, my guy, is Hate It or Love It. That's it.
Yeah, and that was on. Was that on Fifth's? Or was that on Game's album?
No,
I think that was on.
50
that was
made
on
that album, and it went on Game's album. And then they also did a spinoff of the first G Unit album that they did. They included all of them on Hate It or Love It, which I just actually heard this verse when I was down in Cali last week of Tony Yayo, The Game, Young Buck, the whole Lloyd Banks and Fifth all on Hate It. I never heard that track.
I could have swore that was off of the G Unit Radio, one of the G Unit radios. I remember hearing it.
I'm saying album. That's the G Unit Radio was a mixtape. That's not even classified. I'm talking about album.
But that's a track though.
It's a track
but it's off of that. Where they all was on it, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's not an album. It was never on a G Unit record on a G Unit album. Never.
Okay, yeah. So I'll give you that. I would say that, but the mixtape though, I mean, they had
The Game didn't make it that far. He didn't even make it that far to get on the track with the unit. He wasn't even a part of the unit back then. Yeah. Because of the stuff cracked off that quick before it even popped off. Before they even did an actual record.
Yeah.
They did mixtapes for sure. Because 50 was pressing them joints. 50 was the mixtape king. He set the bar for mixtapes. Niggas was doing mixtapes after they found out 50 had that recipe. Yeah. 50 was banging them boys out, bro. Nobody was ever doing that around there. 50 was the only one doing banging them mixtapes for sure.
Well, he definitely he definitely took a page out of Clue because Clue was really being Clue was pushing.
New York niggas, look, I'm gonna tell you, man, 50 was banging them New York niggas be banging them mixtapes out, man. And Fifth learned the game. Nobody else was doing it. He took it to a whole nother level. And then he set the bar on top of that because he had so many people outside of 50. Once 50 he came out with Man, he came out with more mixtapes than he did them. I think I'm still counting about 17 mixtapes from God's Plan. God's Plan. I was in my freshman year of college, bro. Man. I was in my freshman year of college when God's Plan came out.
That's crazy.
And 50 was banging them out, dissing mixtapes, man. So nobody ever seen nothing like that. But hey, this was a good one, man. Like I said, we had to definitely bring this one up because, Cuz talked about Wack 100 in the beginning, man, about him being butt naked, face down, ass up in a pool full of gentlemen.
Well, this is after they got the swimming, but according to
you ain't gonna catch your boy like that, man.
Man, there ain't no way, bro.
Hey, you ain't gonna catch your boy like that.
I'm not getting around my partners and being like, man, I ain't got no suit, so I had to get. Nah, nigga, there ain't no excuse in the book for that one. Sorry, buddy.
Some biddies out there.
Yeah, because I think that's how they got the pick.
Hey, I know.
I think it was a setup, bro. Hey. I want to say, because like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't caught this nigga slipping not one time lately. And everybody been sitting there. He been having paperwork on this person.
Yes, sir.
Everything. The low about this person, a story about this person. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Footage about this person. Fact. Footage about that person.
Fact.
It getting the money. So I don't know if he was able to get, you know what I'm saying, the situation taken care of. But this, literally, like when I seen the tag on the video, it said like, today's Thursday. When I seen it, it was probably last Saturday.
It's deserving, man. And it go hand in hand, though.
It had the 5 day mark probably then.
So he brought up the Wack 100, and this was made me bring up, you know what I'm saying? We keeping it Cali on this one, man. He brought up the Wack 100. I brought up Game in the 5th, argument, man. But either way, this was a good one, man. Crunching in on these last couple seconds of the show. This was a good one either way, man, because look, you got a Mr. Extortionist himself.
Man.
Gets extorted himself. You know what I'm saying? You get set up, bro. They about to.
Look like it's about to go down.
It's about to go down, bro. And then on the flip side, for the 5th in the game hookup, man, I think it's gonna go down on that one too, because 50 don't back down. I just think Jim Jones stirring the pot. Jim Jones throwing that pot up for sure. But I don't think 50 having that, man. 50 still, to me, as a rapper, as an entrepreneur, as everything else, he's still far better than Game by a long shot, bro. And I'm just saying, just because he was put in a position to be and get that blessing from Dre and M and all the people that was around him as a structure.
So you say lyrically wise, you think
not saying lyrically,
I'm saying because that's what it's basically coming down to, and that's where Game is applying the pressure.
Yeah, I could care less.
He done already said it that, I could care less about the lyrics.
You tell me one thing Game's doing that 50's doing right now. 50's got his hands all over the place. And lyrics is cool, but we just talked about this, man.
You got his hands and everything. You hitting
that 50-year-old mark. Bro. 50 ain't dropped the album. Tell me when 50 dropped the album. Game just dropped the album. Am I right or am I wrong?
The last
50 ain't dropped the album.
I would say the last single was back when him and Floyd was real tight. It was Are You Ready to Win?
Right, but
the Winner's Circle.
Right, but a full album.
Right, a full album. Nah,
nigga, you drop a song like Luda.
You know them niggas. They'll classify a single as an album,
they will. But Fifth has not dropped the album in so long. That lets you know where this man he doing TV shows. Like, bro, if I'm setting the bar from Game to Fifth, there's no way in hell I'm rolling with Game. Man. You know what I'm saying? It's Fifth because he got the blessing from Jam Master Jay from being that lyricist, and he took it one up. Each year he takes it one up and one up more, man. So I would definitely run with Fifth on that one, hands down. And I feel like it ain't even something that they need to argue about. 50 know he that guy. You know what I'm saying? Game was put in the right place at the right time with the right people and seize the moment, went against the grain, as you know most people will do, but I'm still taking 50 over Game all day. But cuz this was a good one as always, man. Make sure y'all tune in, man. We're going to keep a lot of stuff coming, like I said, man. A lot of stuff coming your way. We're just trying to keep it fresh and invigorating. Those that are in there, if we spark some interest on a topic that you may have, or say if we're talking about something like we are now, you guys leave a question, you know, what's your thought on anything? We can address it, right?
It could be off of the topic.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? We quick to, you know, a lot of the stuff though, to be honest, we will try to keep it simple. Because of certain topics are going to be probably touchy out here, you know what I'm saying? And we want to keep this thing running. Like we ain't made it big to where we got a million subscribers and followers to where we are able to go ahead and hey, y'all go ahead and take us off of here. We got something for you.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't even want it like that, man, because that's when you start getting to that creepy, you know what I'm saying, to the creepiness, you know what I'm saying, of the evolution of what's going on in the world right now. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
I take a couple 100,000 before I take $1 million, just because we know what goes with it. We know that you're gonna have to do something to get there,
because you know what, we humble people and we gonna put that stamp on it like that. You know, we God's children, fam. So you know, we know about selling our souls and stuff. We ain't with that.
Ain't with the foolishness and ain't with the boo-boo, man. But look, this was always a pleasure, man, locking in. We gonna pick up what we put down on this one, cuz on the next one, as we usually do. Damn good topics, though, man. Always a pleasure locking in with you, my guy, every Thursday.
Always.
Skip the Thursday, but we on the next beat just like we ain't never left. But look, this is $1,
where we keep it a buck,
and we hope y'all keep it a buck too. Peace.